This is Devin the Dom of Black Mast Media. I'm here with Nick Torius, straight out of South Miami. Nice to meet you.
What's up, man?
Pleasure you coming in here today. We're going to talk a little bit today about how you've achieved or where you are right now with your music and your career and all that. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people and what it is or who you are anyways.
I'm Nick Torius, aka Low Friend Zone from the 305. I got SoundCloud, check me out. SoundCloud, Nick Torius, Twitter, Instagram, everything. I'm pretty much an artist from Miami that's just trying to, make it like everyone else, but in a different way, show everyone that they can get it, like just by starting it,
Awesome. And so, tell me, how did you get started? Like, what kind of got you on becoming a rapper? Was it just a skill you've always had, or did you just kind of like develop it? Did you start off? Was there something like momentous that happened that made you say, "Yo, I want to be a rapper. This is what I want to do"?
I originally didn't even like rap. I used to be into like rock and stuff. Like I was really into metal and rock. My friends actually got me into rap. Because it was like the cool thing to do in my school, because like everyone listened to rap. So I was just like going with it. Like, okay, I would have like a bunch of metal songs in my iPod and stuff, and like my friends would go through my iPod and be like, "Oh, why you listening to this and stuff?" So like I felt like peer pressure. I was like, "Oh, I gotta listen to stuff." I went on like at that time we had like LimeWire, so like I went on LimeWire. I just downloaded a bunch of like Lil Wayne, Currency, Wiz Khalifa and stuff like that. I just started listening to it. It wasn't really my thing, but like I was getting into it. Pretty much. And then like from there I was just listening to like pretty much more and more and more. My friends were always putting me on to like shoes and stuff, like the hip-hop culture, like just different artists and everything, and eventually I just started
adopting that culture as like your own.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I would write raps like just to be funny with it, because I was always like playing around and stuff. So like my first rap I actually wrote was called like my friends told me to rap, and I was like, "What should I rap about?" And they said, "I don't know, ham and cheese." So like, they like make a song about ham and cheese. Like, all right, so I did, and then like they were laughing. So I was like, because I've always been like a class clown kind of funny kid, I guess. So like I've always liked to make people laugh. So like that's pretty much how like I got into it.
Okay, so it's more for just like the entertainment side, like you
want
to, give content for people to if they just enjoy, go ahead and have some turn up music, that type of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Awesome. Okay. And so, what are some of the things that kind of inspire you when you kind of make your music? Is it just more about like the fun times, or do you get into kind of like more serious topics and that sort of thing? Well,
I mostly just make music about my life. Like I just like. On my creative process is basically I just go around my life singing stuff. So like I have a song called Chicken Tender Sub. It's like it's basically like I want a chicken tender sub from Publix, like because I was like hungry one day. I was like, I want a chicken tender sub from Publix, so I went to get one, and I really like those sandwiches. So like
those puppy sandwiches though.
Yeah, exactly. And then I was like, let me make a song about this, so I just did it, and then like everyone fucks with it, like everyone really likes it, and I go to shows, everyone like turns up whenever I play it, and I'm like. They're turning up more for this song about a sandwich than they are about to the main the main performer.
I got you. And you see, it's funny you mentioned that too, because I've noticed that sometimes as well. Like you have like somebody who's like a headliner, but then you have somebody who's kind of like a local or someone like that who comes out to a show. They completely rock the thing. Everybody's jamming out and doing the whole thing. Then when the artist comes on, I mean, the vibe is still there, but it was only there because the guy got everybody so turned. So
exactly.
So that's kind of how you see yourself like in your stage right now. With your
pretty
music?
much, because. I do all my set lists like pretty strategically. Like I've done a lot of shows, so I know like what works well with some songs. Like what song I should do to make the crowd do like turn up or turn down and then turn back up.
Got you. Okay,
so I do like a lot of experimentation and stuff.
Right. So you kind of work within like whenever you're doing a show and all that, you kind of fill out the crowd like, oh, these guys want to turn up, so you go ahead and pick something more harder like that. Yeah,
pretty much. Like it also depends on the venue. Like. If I'm at like a poetry slam or something, I'll do like some more lyrical stuff. If I'm at a show, like a venue where it's like the artist's turn, I'll do some turn stuff. Keep the vibe going. It's more about like keeping the party going than like you don't want to put like a song that's gonna like kill the vibe.
Exactly. I understand 100%.
But I've always been about lyrics. Like, because I used to like rap. Like in school I had like a bunch of composition books and stuff filled with raps. Like every single day I would just write raps. I wouldn't even do my homework and stuff. And I've always been really lyrical, but like I try to do like put like, because people say nowadays like, you know, like when you have turn up stuff, it's not very lyrical. But I try to do like put the lyrics in the turn up stuff.
What are you doing now? Like, what project are you working on now that's going to be upcoming, or maybe something you just released that you would like to you know, let people know about, so they can kind of learn more about you? And,
like music wise, or like, because I do more than music.
Well, whatever you have going on.
I have like my art. I do like a bunch of Pokemon drawings and stuff. So like, because I've always like been a fan of Pokemon, so like I try to put that in everything I do. So I have like stacks and stacks of Pokemon drawings. I use them for one of my videos.
Right.
Yeah, I'm almost done with that. So I'm trying to get that into like, you know, into like a gallery or something, like put it up there.
Nice.
But like music wise, I just try to keep dropping songs, you know, put out more content. I don't really have like a project per se coming up. Okay. I have my red swamp, well, my swamp tapes. It's like different color swamps pretty much.
Okay.
It's like different themes. Like I just dropped one in Halloween. It was the red swamp.
Red swamp. So like how do you theme that? Like what's your process to getting like a red swamp compared to I mean, what are some of the other?
That have purple swamp.
Purple swamp. Okay. So what's the difference between the two? Like, well, tell us a little more about that.
Well, it's usually about the songs. Like I'll just drop a song and see if it fits into a vibe, and then put it with another song and see how that they like mix together. Mm-hmm. So then, like usually it's just like, because the songs is what inspires me, you know.
Right.
So like I do the song and then I'm like, okay, I want to do it with the, like in this tape.
With this tape and this beat and that sort of thing. Okay,
yeah,
so you kind of match it together, and then it creates that whole like style.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you. Cool. All right. What are some of the people that you work with? Who do you? Is there anybody else you work with? Is it more like solo, or how does your process come?
For the most part, I feel like I'm solo because I don't really have like, I'm not affiliated with like any group or anything. I used to have a group, but we like broke up after like the second day. But I don't know, I just don't feel like there's a lot of people as motivated as me, or like trying to like work as hard as me. Because I go out with my friends that, you know, that they rap too. They don't really want to like stay as long as me, talk to as many people as me, whatever. I'm not like trying to bash on them or anything, but I'm just trying to like find more motivated people, you know.
And do you see that like the biggest problem with like with things today is that it's not so much about making the music, but finding people who are dedicated.
Yeah, exactly. Because you definitely can't do it by yourself. I know that. So I do have my like little squad with me, but you know, for the most part, I try to get as many people to help me out as possible, and you know, like not even just help me out, like so I can help them out as well. You know, because you always have to have a team. You can't.
That's the truth.
Just not a single person came out by himself.
And you see, that's a big theme of what's going on here today, because we keep on talking about how a lot of artists, you know, they focus on their own, you know, their own music, that sort of thing, but they're not collaborating, not mixing, not promoting other people. Yeah. In the whole scene. Do you see that being a problem? Is that something that
the more you collab, you know, people, they sleep on collabs because they're like, oh, you know, like I know a lot of people that use J. Cole as like a reference because like, oh, he made it without any features or anything, but you know, like that's J. Cole. If you're like from, you know, like you're linking up, you're trying to get up there on J. Cole's level, you're gonna like, you need collabs because then their fan base becomes your fan base. You know, it's all potential and everything. So like, I feel like collabs are really important.
Right. And do you think that's something that's missing from the scene down here in Miami?
Yeah, no one really wants to work together and stuff. People like on my level, they want to charge like, oh, you want to feature $1,000, $2,000. Like, who are you?
Right. It's like when you don't have like a whole lot of pop, and they always want to charge you. Yeah. And then when you get real pop, and they want to give you everything for free.
Right. Exactly. I mean, I understand like, you know, time is money, but you know, like if we're on the same level, we're trying to help each other. You know, like I'm not trying to get anything from you. You're not trying to get anything from me. We're trying to work together.
Right. All right. And so, what are some of the challenges that you face when it comes to starting your music career and getting, you know, your music out there and that sort of thing?
There's definitely a lot of competition. That's one thing about the rap culture, is that like everyone is like really cutthroat. So, like everyone, you know, there's like a million kids trying to be rappers right now. So everyone feels like they're in competition with each other, especially here in Miami. No one really wants to work with each other. Everyone wants to like, there's not even that many groups. You know, everyone, like people, they say they're in a group, but they're actually working with them by themselves and stuff. They don't really want to share. You know, the group I'm with, like we were like kind of like, how do I say it? We weren't like together, but we were close. But we were like still rivals pretty much. So like I wasn't helping them, they weren't helping me. But we recently seen each other building more and more, so we both like noticed that, and we want to help each other. And like whenever they have shows, they tell me. Whenever I have shows, I tell them. Whenever they have like, you know, artists, any videos or anything, they need videos, they hit me up. Whenever they need like anything, or if I need anything from them, you know, we work together and stuff.
That's awesome. And you see, that's cool too, because you're keeping your own unique brand, but at the same time, you're still working with people, and it is possible. But why do you feel like a lot of people don't want to cross over, that they don't want to expand their horizons? I mean, that's a big question here, because it's like you have all this talent just sitting here, and nobody wants to help promote each other, and we're losing out to these big companies who are, you know, they're promoting the same people over and over again. They come out with the tracks because they have a lot of resources, so they're basically winning the game.
Yeah.
How, you know, why do you feel that it's so hard to get people on the same page and start working together?
It's mostly time. People have things going on in their lives. They don't think it's that important. A lot of people don't take it as serious. I feel the people that do take it as serious, they feel like if they work with you, you're gonna take something from them. That's my biggest thing. I'm trying to show you guys. I'm not trying to take anything from you. I'm trying to work together. You know, right. I have a job. At my job, I have coworkers. I'm not trying to like, you know, make any of my coworkers look bad. We're on the same place. You know.
Right.
Like, I'm not like all these people, they want to have like the biggest building, you know. I want to have the biggest building too, but you don't have to tear down all the little buildings to have the biggest building. You can have the biggest building and have like the other people there too, the other buildings.
Exactly, and everything kind of works together to build that up.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. Tell me some good stories about you developing your music and your rise up. Like, tell me some of the stages you've gone through, some of the events that you've gone to that showed you that you're in the right place.
My music used to be like really bad. Like I used to like rap into my laptop. I used to be on YouTube like doing like little paints, like cover art and stuff. Cause I used to make like the cover art for like weird things. So, like, I would put that up, and you know, like people were laughing at me and stuff. But you know, I just kept going with it. I just kept like writing. Like people told me I was garbage like with my writing and stuff. But I just kept going. I didn't care what they thought. My favorite video that I've shot was like parked my car, because it was about like me losing my car. That's another like chicken to mix up kind of like, because I was just like, I was always singing, oh, where's my car, every time I would like leave days.
Right.
Everywhere I go, I always lose my car, so I was like, let me make a song about it. Like I just like when I have a good when I feel like I have a good idea, and I can just like, I see it in my head, and like I'm like, okay, let me execute it, and then it's like, it's real, you know?
Right. That's crazy. It's funny. And it's funny because you're taking it from like your everyday life, you know. Yeah. It's not like something that
I'm not making it
exactly.
Or anything.
Got you. All right. So we're gonna wrap this up, but question: what if you can say anything to somebody who's just getting started? Because you know you're building yourself up, you're building up your brand, you're building up your music. What would you say to them to become successful? What would you say to them to keep them motivated and on task of getting them to where they want to be with their music?
Definitely not caring about what anybody thinks, staying consistent, you know, and especially being patient, because it doesn't come. I know for a fact it doesn't come overnight. You know, I always hear these stories about, oh, I woke up one day, I had 1 million followers, 1 million views. You know, that's like 1 in a million chance. That's,
right.
You know, most people, it's not gonna happen like that. It takes work. It really does take work. That's basically.
That's the truth.
Just be patient. It'll come. Whatever you believe, it'll manifest itself.
And what's important to you? Like, what's the overall message or overall thing that you want to convey to people who enjoy your music or people who listen to you?
Well, I definitely want you guys to share it. But you know, like, it's just, you know, I'm like big on sharing stuff, because like that's my favorite thing to do. Is like, I'm like on Twitter all the time. I just look for things like memes and stuff just to share with people. I feel like sharing is just like the most important thing. Because you know, it's like something that you like, and if someone else likes it, you feel more connected with them, pretty much.
100%.
As well, you know. Yeah, pretty much sharing everything.
That's good advice. That's awesome.
Not just like music and like memes. but like, you know,
ideas,
ideas,
but ideas and stuff like that, because
Yeah.
there's not enough communication between
Exactly.
people who have these goals or these dreams or you know, this vision, and the people who can really help them make it happen, you know, and that's the whole disconnect there. I 100% agree with you.
I saw that there's like this new movie coming out where it's like, now they have like some camera or something, and it's like they share everything, like they share their thoughts, and it's, the guy's like, you know, it's a lot better if you can share all the knowledge, because people, they hoard their knowledge in their heads and stuff, they don't want to share it anymore. But like, imagine a world where like everyone shares everything, you know? It's like pretty crazy to me.
That's juicy. That's how you make a revolution, man. You start sharing everything, you start making your own brand.
That's why we have books, you know, we have computers and the internet,
and it happens just like that. And that's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nick. I appreciate it.
It's
Black Mast Media, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great night.